another edition of Test Drive Diecast. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing for you a 1:18 scale BMW 3 Series E36, and it's made by Maisto. It's a very well known model. However, the one particular reason I'm reviewing this model is because it was my first attempt at modifying. I've built quite a few model kits in my time, but I've never modified a pre-built model car. So I thought this fairly cheap Maisto that I've had since 1996 was a good place to start. Also because Maistos of the time are very old school models, very easy to take apart, just held together by big chunky Phillips screws, very simple to disassemble. So it's quite easy to get apart without breaking it, and if I did break it, well, it's only a cheap model anyway, and it would probably be quite easy to put right anyway, being a Maisto. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. So the Maisto BMW 3 Series has been around for a long time. It's modelled on a 1993 car, so it's obviously been around since then. Quite a crude model, but fairly well detailed, so I thought it was a good starting point. What I also wanted to achieve was to actually improve the looks of the actual model car itself, as well as modifying it. I've only done a few things to start off with, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at the things I've done, and we'll take a look at some of the standard features of the Maisto model itself. As always, we'll start at the front. So the Maisto BMW 3 Series is quite a well detailed model car to start off with. It's got separate kidney grills, separate rubbing strips, and separate fog lamps under there as well. It's pretty decent. The one thing that really let it down were the lights. They were absolutely horrible. They were all chrome inside, whereas the 3 Series lights should look like this. They should be black with the silver lenses, and they also had a kind of 4 very thick pegs, 1, 2, another 2 on the other side, holding these clear shields into the lenses. It looked absolutely terrible and absolutely ruined the model. So that was the first thing I did. What I did was, in the bonnet, took the car apart. As I said before, it's quite easy, and just got a small punch and just pushed out the pegs from the backing, and obviously I painted gloss black the bits that should be black, and left the lenses silver, didn't paint them. What I did was also I got just a pair of small hobby kind of snips, and snipped off the pegs, and then got some sandpaper, and just sanded the pegs right off. A Dremel's far too aggressive for this plastic, it'll just melt it and ruin it. Sanded it smooth. Obviously that made the lenses cloudy. So in order to get them clear again, all I did was I got some Jif cleaner and just rubbed it between my thumb and finger, and it basically polished it smooth again and made it nice and clear, and then just put a tiny smear of Araldite round the outside edge and put it all back together, and it looks a lot better. The Maisto engine's quite well detailed. It's a very crude, grainy plastic, but it is a Maisto, so it's what you've got to expect. One feature of Maistos that was always pleasing at the time was they always put the HT leads on the engine. It's not bad. You probably wouldn't display it with the bonnet up, but it's not really something to show off, but it's okay. The one area that does let this model down quite badly in a lot of cheap models is the rough edge here, but I didn't want to get into doing a full respray, so I just left that. I also got from eBay these excellent looking 1:18 scale UK style number plates. I couldn't get the correct wider font for it, the pre-2001 font, but this is the next best thing, and I think it really sets off the model. Now there are a lot of, if you know where to look, there are a lot of sellers on eBay who sell 1/18 scale alloy wheels, and they are actually made of alloy. This bit here, this is all real turned aluminium. That bit in the middle, that's resin, and it's got nice soft rubber tyres as well. So these are Borbets. You can get models of pretty much any style of wheel you want. You can get BBS, you can get Ronalds, you can get Revolution wheels for older minis and Mark 1 and 2 Escorts, Mini Lights, anything you want. So these are a scale of 16 inch. They're Euro style, so they're very wide. And what I did was, in order to make the model sit like this, I wanted to achieve a kind of Euro stance with the Borbets because they're really wide. I removed the springs. The front ones are cut down to about 1/3 of their length. It's basically fully compressed though, and the back ones are removed completely. And again, what I did was I just glued the wheels in place with Headlight. They don't rotate, and also glued the suspension moving parts in place, and then I just set the car down when the glue was half dried, and stanced the wheels, just pushed them in at the top a bit and let the car sit as I wanted it to, supported from underneath, and just let it dry. So the car now sits without rocking or moving at all. Unfortunately, the wheels don't rotate, but that's unfortunately something you usually have to forego unless you're a real expert. So what I did was I gave it a bit of stance, and we'll have a look down the side and you'll see what I mean. The front one's fairly, they are staggered wheels as well, the back ones are wider than the front. As you can see, they're stretched tyres, give that a Euro stance look. You can see the wheel rim sits proud of the tyre, and on the back it's even more of an extreme look. I'll turn it around. So you can see it sits just the way it should. I've seen this kind of style at car shows. Doesn't do your wheel arches any favours, but it's not going to matter in this. You can see that it sits just right. And I say these are Borbet A wheels. You can also get hold of these wheels on model car Facebook pages as well. Focusing on that there for you. So it's nice and shiny. They look fantastic. And again, the Euro style, not the UK style number plate at the back. I just left the Maestro exhaust standard. You can buy real aluminium exhaust pipes. I have purchased a couple of those for other cars that I've got, and they look pretty decent as well. I had a look at the ones that were on other cars and felt that they wouldn't really suit this, so I just left it with the standard Maestro exhaust. It also has opening boot. Not much to see in there. There's a big sort of support there. Now that support is there because there are two Maestro BMWs convertibles like this. There is one like this, which is the low end model, which doesn't have a folding roof. There's nothing there, it's just always in the down position. And there's also another one which has got a fabric folding roof, which folds up and down, which is pretty fun. I've always wanted that one, but this was the one I got. Rear light lenses, not bad. I didn't touch the interior at all. Opening doors there. Didn't touch the interior at all. I thought about doing a different colour scheme, but I just ended up thinking it might look a bit naff. So I just left it standard the way it is. I had to glue the steering wheel in place. The steering function of the model is obviously no longer there. A side shot of those Borbets. So as I say, yeah, it's supposed to be a kind of Euro stance on the car. So as I say, all I've done is removed the springs, glued the suspension in place, arrow-lighted the wheels in place. Arrow-light's absolutely fine. Just stanced it a little bit, just did it by eye and replaced the front light. So that's all I've really done, but it does make a big difference to the car. If you're looking to buy wheels like this, if you're putting them on a mice tool, it'll certainly cost more than the car. These wheels were £25 posted from Germany. Now the way to find them on eBay is if you type in Alufelgen, Aluffelgen, I presume that's German for alloy wheel, or you type in tuning, or if you type in a word which I don't actually know what it means, I don't know if it's an acronym, but it's UMBAU. I don't know what that word means, but it helps you find bits like these for your cars. 1 to 18 scale Facebook pages are another good source of parts, but you can only really buy what they've got on offer. So that is the Maestro 1 to 18 scale BMW E36 with 16-inch Borbet wheels, 1 to 18 scale number plates and modified headlights. Any other questions, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.